So we are here with a recently surrendered Sulcata tortoise. Her name is Waffles, and Liam's going to help me out today because Waffles has an issue. Not surprising, the 99% of our surrenders and rescues have something wrong with them. So normally a Sulcata tortoise should have a nice, smooth, rounded, domed shell. But as you can see, not so much with this girl. As a matter of fact, it looks like it's been pressed in. And that is what is called waffle pressing or a waffle press tortoise. Not only is that pressed in, and a lot of times that's caused by improper diet and humidity, but the substrate got caught up, the substrate that she's been living on got caught up in her growth lines. And when that happens, that substrate starts to decompose over time, and it can cause the growth lines to grow really weird and cause fungal and microbial issues. So what we're going to have to do now is debride those growth lines, clean up the shell, do a debridement of those growth lines, and we're going to do that with just some normal soap and water, and we're gonna wash that off, and then we're gonna have to do a wash with chlorhexidine right here. So we're gonna go ahead and get that going with Waffles. And by the way, we did weigh Waffles. She is 20 pounds, 12 ounces. And just to let you know, she's 20 years old. A 20-year-old Sulcata tortoise at this point should be between 100 and 120 pounds. So she's not the size she should be either. So she's got a lot of issues. I'll probably wind up taking her to our vet just to kind of see if there's anything going on internally that we can't see. But let's just go ahead and try to help her out with the shell, because as you know, the shells have nerve endings in them, and this may not feel very good for her. So I'm just going to go ahead, take my brush, get a little bit of water on that, just a little bit. Where are you going? Where are you going, Waffles? A little bit of soap on here. And we're going to start debriding. And she can feel all of this here. Now some of this, there's even like holes where it's been kind of eaten away. I know. I'm trying to be gentle, but I also have to debride as well. And that means I got to scrape away all that stuff that's breaking down and causing the separation here. Not sure if you're able to see that separation, but it's actually really deep. You can see there's substrate caught up and all that. I'm trying to clean that out. You can see some of the substrate coming out right here. All that caught in there, breaking down, causing, you know, infections and stuff. I'm sure that can't feel good at all. Over a little bit here. There's a nice big kind of hole right there. Oh, there's some more coming out. Ooh, and that's kind of like mushy too. Get right over here. Trying to get this out. There's a piece caught up in there. Yeah, it's going right underneath that keratin there. Those scoops. I'm sorry, Waffles. Waffles has been sponsored, so we are very, very grateful for that, and that'll help go towards, you know, any veterinary care, food, stuff like that. So If you'd like to sponsor one of our animals, you're welcome to contact us. We can tell you how you can help out. Gosh, that's really deep there. My fingernail doesn't even go to the end. That's not good. All right. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to try to rinse off here a little bit of this. Do is kind of dry her off a little bit before we start the chlorhexidine wash. Hopefully we got all those pieces of substrate out. Look at these holes in here. I think this is bone, and there's like holes going all down. This is crazy. This poor tortoise. There's a big chunk missing right here. Stick my finger in there. Another one here. It's just all over. See these? These are growth lines, and that's where that substrate is getting caught up into. All right, so here we've got our chlorhexidine. It has already been mixed with water. So now we're gonna sit there and do a nice thorough soak with the chlorhexidine. I'm gonna really wanna get in these crevices here. I know. And I stuck my finger there. See how she had a reaction? This might, just for good measure, we may have to take her to the vet. Just because she reacted like it would be sensitive in some of those areas I put my fingers. You have to kind of tilt it up and then see if you can get some of it in that one part. And we're gonna just right here too, and then around here again, like right here. Okay. So at this point, what we're going to do with her is we're going to put her back in the enclosure and use a very good, nice heat lamp, because the heat is very important to get her healing properly. And yeah, say hello, Millie, to everybody. Might even give her a soak as well, just to make sure her urates are coming out all right. We don't want the urates to be rock hard, so we'll see what happens with that. But for now, this is the first step for Waffles on her road to recovery. Like I said, if you want to help out, feel free to contact us, and we'll be happy to tell you how you can help.